All right. Hey, we're here. It is 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and 1 a.m. or whatever time it is over there in England where we have a couple of viewers. This is the Death Rattle Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Remark, and with me is my co-host, Mr. Kanan Becker. What's going on, buddy?
Your food?
I did. Yeah, sorry, folks. This is going to be an eating stream for me because my life this whole week has just been nonstop, and it's going to be like that until Sunday when I fly out of the country to go to the Cannes Film Festival. So that's the big news for me. Yeah, and I have so other than being a very famous, rich, and successful YouTuber, I do commercial video production, and so I just got super booked this week that I should not have booked the stuff that I have booked. And also,
but it's always hard to turn down money.
That's the thing. Like I gotta eat still.
That's the realities of life.
But yeah, so that's been my week. And like, literally, like the good news though is I get half a day on Sunday because I'm flying out at like 5 o'clock. So I'm going to land in Atlanta around 6, about 5:45, and then fly out of Atlanta. I have an hour layover, and then I fly out of Atlanta around like 8 o'clock, 8:30 for Nice, and it's a 9-hour flight.
How long of a flight? 9 hours. Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get some sleep.
What time's it going to be when you get there?
I think it's going to be noon.
Oh,
when I
perfect.
get there. Yeah.
As long as you could sleep on the plane, man, you'll be able to like hit the ground running.
That's what I'm hoping for. And I gave myself a day. So Monday, so I land Monday. This festival doesn't start until Tuesday. So Tuesday's when the festival starts. So I gave myself Monday to recover. And, you know, I'm going to try to stay up. They said stay up until their nighttime and then go to bed. And that's how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. But that's it. How was your week while I open my food?
It was good. I just trying to get stuff done. I've been just like you with your channel. Horror Sucks, by the way. If you guys want to go check out his channel and his new updated look.
Go check out Horror Sucks because I updated the channel. It looks professional now, I think. At least it looks better than what I had it.
Yeah, so, I think it looks good.
But if you can find it, apparently YouTube has been burying it. So
yeah, I was able to eventually find it. But like, yeah, it was buried pretty good. But anyway, so yeah, I've been just focusing on, because the thing is, no matter how long you're doing this, I feel like you can always get better every single video. And so I always try to pick out a new thing that I'm trying to, just refine and make better. And so thumbnails and titles have been my life basically for the last week. Trying to think what movies came out last week. Oh, dude, I went and saw oh crap, what's it called? Hold on, give me a second. I'll look.
I finally saw Until Dawn over the weekend, so we can talk about that a little bit if you want.
I saw a Rosario.
Oh yeah, was that good?
Dude, it's so fun.
Okay.
So fun. It's fucking wild, dude. It's cool because it's like focuses on I'm trying to remember the technical name of it, but it is a religion that's kind of a mixture of, or a belief system that's kind of a mixture of Christianity, like Catholicism, and voodoo.
Oh,
so it's like a lot of the brujerias are. But I forget the name of the actual, but so the movie is basically deals with that type of witchcraft / supernatural stuff. And it's cool because like within minutes, it's basically just like, yeah, supernatural exists, deal with it. You know what I mean? It's one of those like Evil Dead, where it's like, it doesn't waste any time letting you know that the universe that you're in, there's no question supernatural exists and it's bonkers. And so, I mean, it gets full on like very, very Evil Dead, like gross, like bodily fluids, black ooze, that kind of shit, like crazy stuff. And like it all kind of takes place in just like this one apartment building. But dude, the imagination and the directions that it takes, like some of it, I'm sure is that because I'm not as familiar with that culture and the legends and stuff. You know, if you are or have watched a lot of Hispanic horror, you might have already seen this type of stuff. But for an American movie, I hadn't seen a lot of this stuff. Like it felt very original to me because it's like a very Hispanic movie, but it's from an American Hispanic standpoint, like people who are like first generation here and stuff. And so it's kind of like they are here, but they still have this history and other beliefs and in other countries and stuff. And so Rosario, the main character, it's kind of like her, you know, she only knows America, like she's born and raised here. And so she's like discovering all this like crazy shit that's, you know, like this culture she doesn't know about. So it was really a cool way of kind of like telling that kind of story too, about immigrants coming here and the Hispanic, you know, like to be, you know, what it would be like to be an immigrant and stuff. So like kind of used, you know, kind of like how Candyman used like its whole story and stuff to kind of deal with racism and like talk about that in a way. Yeah, this does the same thing, but it is done in a good way where it doesn't feel preachy. It doesn't feel heavy-handed. It feels like it makes sense and it works in the story. But yeah, I mean, I had a good time with it. Like, it's not going to be for everyone because, like I said, it's like a bonkers, very campy, like kind of movie.
Do you want to know a fun fact about Candyman that you probably know, but like I found out a little bit ago and I thought it's awesome. So Tony Todd put real bees in his mouth for that scene.
He said he did it. Was it 3 times? I think.
No, more than that. He did it.
No, in the mouth. He got stung like on his tongue or whatever.
Yeah, no, he did. Right. But so he used real bees in Candyman for that scene. The only reason he agreed to it was if he got paid $1,000 per sting that he was going to receive. He made $26,000.
That's right. Now I remember. Yeah, it was.
I love that fact.
I remember hearing that somewhere, but that is it's a fun fact. I wonder how true it is. Like I know that's straight from Tony Todd. Like he's told that. I've watched him do interviews saying that, but I just wonder if that's really.
He made some money that day, and it's a great shot. So what's up? Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. What's going on, Terry? Letting us know it's 7:00. John Lamb, what's going on, buddy? Prop dude. Livia, what's going on? Good to see you. Dominic, hey, buddy. Wolfbane, what's going on, bud? Diddy's in the chat. Hello. Heather, hello. Everybody's saying, or you reminding people I'm getting food. Gaston, hello. Good to see you. Odd Ender, what's up? Garminder and the Peter Pans says Phantasm is going to absolutely blow your mind. Okay, cool. Good to see you.
He messaged me on Instagram asking if I could have a drawing of any horror character, who would it be? And I'm like, you know, Phantasm. That's my favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
I guess he's actually going to draw it.
Let's see. Who did I miss? Citizen Sleeve. What's going on? What's up? Leslie's in the chat. Hey.
What's up?
I think that's everybody so far. Nope. Limited Stride. What's up? Slack Wolf. Good to see you. Seiya. Hello.
Hey.
Let me see here. Clever Cleaver. We have not discussed weapons, but we watched the trailer last week and it looks awesome. So we are.
I mean, we discussed it when we watched the trailer.
Yeah, well, yeah, but okay, fine. Yes, then we discussed it. But we'll probably.
We haven't seen it, so the's not much else to discuss other than the trailer. So
right.
But we got a couple trailers to watch today. I haven't seen either of these trailers.
I haven't seen them either.
There's one podcast or one trailer, another big new one, but I refuse to watch it.
I have not watched the new.
Don't watch it together. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, the new trailer for Together. Don't watch it. It spoils the fuck out of the movie.
Well, great, because I put that in the title of today's podcast, so I guess we're not watching it.
No, I told you the long walk.
I know. I know. We're different. I made the title before you sent me some news.
Because we already saw the teaser trailer for Together, and South by South. Everybody I know that was at South by Southwest and saw the movie, has seen this new trailer that came out like yesterday and are like, dude, do not watch this. They're trying to tell as many people on Twitter and stuff as they can, like, don't watch it. It just spoils the fuck out of the movie.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I think most of us already kind of have an idea of where that is going, like what it's going to be doing, but it's another thing to actually see stuff, you know?
Right. Yeah, I
And
don't
like,
want.
I don't want to see the visuals. Like, I know it's supposed to get into body horror, and I'm like, I want to save all the body horror visuals until I go to the movie.
And I haven't seen the new 28 Years Later trailer either, and it played. It played over the Until Dawn. It played over Until, and I closed my eyes and like started like just fucking with my ears, so I didn't see or hear anything because I didn't want to.
That first trailer is so good. I'm like, I don't need another one.
I know that. I
understand.
Fucking
they're
perfect.
Trying, the buzz, keeping the buzz going. So I get it.
Yeah.
Like why they releasing another trailer, but it's like that first trailer was like a masterpiece.
Oh, so good. So yeah.
But yeah,
I'm not trying
to
watch
either. I have not watched either of these. I know The Ritual is the one with Robert De Niro, I think.
I don't like the title
because
Long
Walk is the new Stephen King. I know The Ritual is a fantastic movie.
Because The Ritual, the indie film
on Netflix,
is fucking great.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's got one of the best creature reveal kind of scenes, and it's so small and it doesn't last long, but it's like one of the most impactful.
It's great. It's
such
awesome.
A simple,
and it's such a good story. I love the characterization. It hits the sweet.
It builds dread. It builds dread.
Sweet spot. That's what
it builds dread as good as any movie there is.
Yeah,
like because it's like as they're wandering through the forest, it's like shit's going down, but it's like the way they build that, and it's like little by little. Yeah, and the acting is super good in that movie. But anyway. I know that the Ritual is supposed to be like, I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but it has big names in it, so I figured we could watch it.
Yep.
But The Long Walk is the one I'm excited to see because that's the Stephen King adaptation. I've heard the trailer goes pretty hard. So,
well, do you want to get into it? Do you want to get into some of these?
Yeah, we only got an hour.
Yeah, we're
less than an hour now.
We're probably gonna go longer anyway because that's what we do. But I do want to try to get out of here at 8 so I can get some sleep. Like I would love to do that.
Well, I have stuff going on too. So
Nightingale said, "Lol, I thought you were talking about the Ritual with Al Pacino."
Yeah, that's the one. Or it's Al Pacino, not Robert De Niro.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's that is the one that we're gonna watch the trailer.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that one. But we were talking about that. We don't like that it's called The Ritual because there's already another indie movie called The Ritual that's like really, really great. Okay, so what do you want to do first? Do you want to do The Ritual first since we're talking about
let's do The Ritual.
Okay, let me share my screen here. So this is from Bloody Disgusting. The Ritual. Oops. There we go. The Ritual trailer, Dan Stevens and Al Pacino adapt true horror story that inspired The Exorcist. So, this looks pretty cool.
So that's what this is. Okay. Because it's like the boy that was like in the real story, quote unquote, real story. It's it was a boy, not a girl.
Right. So the true story that inspired horror classic The Exorcist comes to the screen in The Ritual from XYZ Films. XYZ Films is
funny. Like, how is it a real story? It's still just someone's an account of something. It's not like
Yeah, it's not. This didn't actually happen.
Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah. Anyway,
I just dropped a fry. Okay. From XYZ Films, and the official trailer has been unleashed this morning. We're gonna watch it. Al Pacino and Dan Stevens head into the exorcism arena for the upcoming horror movie The Ritual, which will be released exclusively in movie theaters on June 6th of this year. Sanctioned by the church.
Really?
Wow. Well, it says sanctioned by the church, condemned by Satan, based on the true story of the possession of Emma Schmidt, David. Wait, what? What
That's
all right,
weird. It's not actually
sanctioned by the church.
Yeah.
I think this is the log line. Sanctioned by the church, condemned by Satan, based on the true story of the possession of Emma Schmidt, David Middle or Meidel directs
I thought it was Middle.
Script he co-wrote with Enrico Natali. Two priests, one questioning his faith.
Who wrote the script?
He co-wrote it with Enrico Natali.
Who co-wrote it? Like who?
David Middle.
Who? Oh, David Middle. Okay.
David Middle directs from.
What else has he done?
I don't know. Leslie says, "Oh yay, another exorcism movie." I know, right?
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. Especially when it's like it's based on The Exorcist, so it's basically. Right. It's
but here's the thing,
like that other fucking Exorcist movie last summer with what's his name was kind of the same thing.
I don't like a lot of possession and exorcism movies because I feel like they all just try to be the next Exorcist, and it's like
they do.
You gotta stop. The one movie that
there are some good ones, but they like are the ones that do something different.
So The Taking of Deborah Logan, is incredible, and I always recommend that. It's awesome. Okay. I
think that's David Middle, not.
Oh, is it Middle? Okay. The film is said to be an authentic portrayal of the Schmidt case, which remains the most thoroughly documented exorcism in American history. Learn the truth at theritualmovie.com. Okay. All right, let's watch this. We're going to go here and we're going to do this and we're going to do this.
Damn it. How does he spell his name again? It's M-I-D-D.
M-I-D-E-L-L.
M-I-D-L-L.
E-L-L. Yep.
E-L-L.
All right, here we go. Let me start at the beginning. Here we go. Oh, I hate that. They have these like mini, like, I fucking hate that.
Oh, it's XYZ. That's good.
God, that you might withstand the devil.
Yeah, he hasn't really done anything.
Hissing at the side of a church.
The woman's parish wishes to attempt a solemn sacrament.
You mean an act? Would like me to perform it?
No, some poor other soul already has that distinction.
I like him. I like this cast.
We are the Lord's army in this battle.
Al Pacino's voice, my God.
I really like his look in this.
Forgo the restraints.
She is touched by something otherworldly.
What if what she really needs is a doctor?
I just hope he keeps it kind of subdued.
We are paying a price.
It doesn't go full Pacino. You know what I mean?
Your holy resurrection.
Deliver us, O Lord.
Something is happening and it's affecting all of us.
What you are doing is failing.
Jesus, this cast is like really good.
I want to shut this down.
I feel like I'm being drawn.
Yeah, there's a lot of names in there.
Yeah.
I can't sleep. I can't think.
For us to be divided.
Like not necessarily big names, but all super talented.
We are the ones that stand in the breach and hold back.
Like this has a budget.
It is he who commands you. Look at the light, Emma! See the cross of the Lord. Reveal yourself. Emma?
Emma?
It just doesn't feel like it does anything that we haven't seen 1,000 times.
I know.
Like, yeah, the cast looks great. Like, really is a really good cast. But I just have a hard time believing that it's going to do anything that makes it like it looks like a movie that you'll see and be like, oh, great cast, whatever, and forget about it, a week later.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
I hope not, but I wonder what the
we'll
budget
see.
is. I'm trying to find the budget for this.
I can see this easily falling over into melodrama, but we'll see.
That too. Like where it's much more of a drama than it is a horror movie.
Saya says needs more Keanu Reeves.
Which actually could make it a better movie. You know what I mean? Like if they do lean more into the drama instead of
but I meant melodrama. I didn't mean like drama. I meant like melodrama, like over the top kind of stuff. So that was that. So chat, what'd you think?
I don't see a reported budget anywhere. But that looks like a mid-budget movie, like a $40 million kind of project.
Yeah, Citizen Sleep says looks like every other exorcism film for the last 40 years.
Yep.
Wolfbane says, well, they finally got Al Pacino. Vorpal says, I'll give it a chance, but my expectations are low. Vorpal, why aren't you typing in all caps today, buddy? Are you not feeling good?
He only does that when he's trying to bust our balls.
I know. I know. John Connor
When
says,
he,
if Hollywood,
when he comments like a normal human, he doesn't cap everything.
he says, if Hollywood wanted to make the ultimate exorcism movie, they could try to adapt Malachi Martin's Hostage to the Devil. I haven't heard of that.
Yep. I was just going to say, yep. Malachi, it's one of but Malachi Martin wrote a bunch of books, and he's like I personally don't believe any of it, but that's my own personal beliefs. But of any priest out there, he has the most like credible, so to speak, exorcisms. Like he performed a shitload of exorcisms and dealt with a bunch of like different cases. And there's not a lot of priests that have ever publicly come out and talked about that stuff. So it doesn't mean I believe any of it, but at least he's like, he was actually a priest, and his perspective and his like opinion on what happened or whatever. I mean, you could say the same thing about all the Conjuring movies. Like Ed and Lorraine Warren were fucking scam artists.
Yeah.
But they make for great fiction. And so that's my thought on Malachi Martin. I don't believe it. To me, I think it's all scam stuff, just like the Warrens, but it still makes for compelling stories because at least it's interesting stuff. You know what I mean? These are stories that were told before there was 1,000 other ones,
Right.
I'm just
Heather says it looks all
my
right.
only guess is that they won't sell the rights because Malachi Martin wrote a bunch of stuff, dude. Like he was on Coast to Coast a ton before he died.
I love that show.
Yep. And like Art Bell interviewed him like super famous interviews with him because the stuff he was saying was like before we had a lot of these other stories and things to do with exorcism and this and that. And so like in the 90s hearing this stuff was crazy because like you hadn't heard any of this before, just like all the alien stuff and whatever. But anyway, I mean, I think it looks like it's got a great cast, so I think that could make it a decent movie. I think it'll be decent, but I feel like we're going to come away being underwhelmed because it's going to be like, yeah, it was good. It's well done. It's just doing the same thing we've seen, like it'll have good polish, good acting, good storytelling. But at the end of the day, it's going to still be telling a story that's been done to death. I'm really surprised that got greenlit.
Odd Ender says Pacino's in that for the paycheck point of his career, not expecting much.
I don't agree. Not this one. It's XYZ. He did not get a normal Pacino.
Yeah, he probably did not get a lot of,
Nope. He got points on the back end.
Greg Graves says we just had the Pope's Exorcist. It was great. Move on.
Yeah. Like the Pope's Exorcist did something different because it was like kind of silly and it didn't take itself too serious and had fun with it.
Yeah.
He was playing Malachi Martin. That movie, it's not really based on actual stories of Malachi Martin, but he was supposed to basically be Malachi Martin in that movie.
Yeah. Clever Cleaver says looks like a Temu version of the original Exorcist with more CGI. Yeah. So I want to bring this up just real quick. So I saw Until Dawn over the weekend. And I know I was a week late with that, but it's not very good. But
it's not bad either.
Like, it's not bad. There's a good movie in there. There's a good movie in there. I just think.
Well, I'm not even saying that. I just think it's a fun movie. Like it's a good popcorn movie. Turn your brain off.
Yeah,
kind of like a cartoon.
But it could have been great. Is what I'm trying to say. Like it could have been great because that's a great playground for characterization and for a story. And
the concept is so cool, dude. It could have been a cabin in the woods.
Yeah,
like you feel it. And it's like in there, but it doesn't. Like, I think it's just it doesn't have like it has like everything is competent. It's like the cast is competent.
Because David Sandberg is a good director. That's the problem. David Sandberg has been taking on these movies that have bad scripts, but he's a good director, so he like pulls out the good.
Yeah, the best of what.
But because the script is not good, you don't get what could have been a great movie. But David Sandberg used a lot of practical effects in that movie and a lot of camera tricks. And he has a video on his YouTube channel, Pony Smasher, about how he did
it's
a lot
all
of the
practical, dude. He did like Yeah, it's like
and
all practical
it's
shit.
great. He's
The Dead
super
Meat channel talked
creative.
about it.
He's
Like
super
really, really
creative.
cool. Like the one kill, he's got the spider thing. It shows how he does that. Like, I think it's mostly the dialogue is where it just doesn't, because I don't even really blame the acting, because I felt like I actually liked the characters for the most part. I thought the acting wasn't bad. Like, it was good enough to be like a Cabin in the Woods. It was like on that level of acting where it's like, these aren't Academy Award winners, but you don't need them to be. You know what I mean? You just like be these, teens, young adults trying to deal with this situation. And I thought they were good enough for what it needed to be. It's just, it didn't have a punch either. It never had like a gut punch moment.
Right.
And I feel like it was, without ruining the ending, like they needed to do something that hit you in the gut, something that was fucked up, something that made you go, oh fuck, I thought we had a happy ending, you know what I mean? And it's like, but they didn't do that.
There was a gut punch moment for me that I was like, that's kind of fucked. Is one of the missing posters was a child. It was like a little boy, and I was like,
but that's
really?
what I mean. They didn't lean into anything that could have.
Yeah, but they didn't lean into anything, and it was like they didn't explain a lot. They set up a lot of rules and then just broke them. And then there's a lot of stuff in it that you're just expected to accept, and you're like, wait, no, come on. What's this all about? Like, who's the witch? You know what I mean?
But
I do still
think, and this is what I said when I talked about it in a video that comes out tomorrow. I still think that it's better than people are saying, and it's still entertaining enough to watch. I'm not saying go spend money in a theater, but I think when it drops on Netflix this summer, I think Halloween time, it's going to be a fun movie because it's got like every kind of horror thing, and because of the practical effects, it's gory as shit. It's got some really creative, fun kills. Like, it's got, you know what it reminded me a lot of? What's the name of that movie? Where they got to solve the room. Like the young adults are in different rooms.
Escape Room?
Yeah, it reminded me of Escape Room. Like, I feel like Escape Room was a little better, mostly because it did have that gut punch moment, like a couple of them, but it felt like that.
I don't think I ever saw
similar to that. The second one wasn't that great, but the first one was actually pretty good. Like I said, it's better than this. It's better executed than this. It's got a better cast for one. The lead, she's really, really good. Why is it saying horror sucks on your thing?
Because I changed the icon to when I turn my camera off, it shows my horror sucks icon instead of the Bloodscribe Creations icon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's what it showed before.
Okay.
But yeah. So like, I just don't think it's a bad movie. I feel like everybody's acting like it's this pile of crap, and it's being treated like Night Swim and Imaginary. And this is
definitely better than those.
And that's all I'm saying. It's like better than any of our popcorn horror movies from last year. You know, because like we had Tarot, that was another one. We had Afraid, and all those were supposed to be that popcorn horror movie where, it's where it's nothing to take serious. You just have fun. This actually does scratch that itch, you know. Those didn't. There was nothing fun about them, nothing creative about them. They were just crap. So
all right. Let's get into these other trailers. You want to do the long walk?
Well, let's yeah, and then I guess we'll talk about the influencer news after.
Yeah. All right. So again, from Bloody Disgusting, the Long Walk trailer. This harrowing Stephen King adaptation is not afraid to kill kids. And there's a dead body of a kid. So
yep, I've heard that this is one of the better Stephen King stories as far as what could be adapted into a movie. Like, a lot of Stephen King fans are really excited about this. So
all right, so from Bloody Disgusting, the trailer for The Long Walk asks a haunting question: how far can you go? The beginning of the official trailer, featuring Shabuzi's infectious Last of My Kind, sets up a coming-of-age tale before giving away to the dystopian. This dystopian horrors.
If it's just gonna step by step tell us the trailer, don't. Like that's pointless. Why even like go through and tell us what is in the trailer?
I think
you know what I mean. If you're gonna write it, but I'm saying if you're writing an article, write an article like on your opinion of what you watch, not just go beat by beat the trailer.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Alex DeVincino, do that.
DeVincio.
What's going on my computer? Based on Stephen King's 1979 novel of the same name, The Long Walk arrives in theaters September 12th in Lionsgate. We're going to watch the official trailer. Story follows Raymond Garrity, a 16-year-old who takes part in an annual contest in which 100 teens must journey nonstop and under strict rules until only one is left alive. Oh, I remember reading this.
Yeah, because it's supposed
Francis
to like
Lawrence
people are saying Hunger Games, but actually fucked up.
Oh, JT Molnar wrote the script from Strange Darling. Hell
right.
yeah.
That's right. I was trying to remember because I'm like, there's a reason I was excited about this, and I forget.
Yeah,
now I remember.
That makes me very excited because JT, that Strange Darling was great.
Who directed it?
Francis Lawrence. I Am Legend and Constantine.
Oh shit.
So yeah, this has a good duo on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally, I love Constantine. People talk shit about that movie. I love that movie.
I also enjoyed Constantine, and I will not tolerate shit talking about that movie. All right, here we go.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray. Prima Freeze.
Hank Olsen's the name. Welcome,
Hey!
Mike.
That's the dude from Sinners.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not?
Oh, hold on. Is it? I thought he was the guy from. No, it's the guy from Alien Romulus.
That's right. He looks like the guy from Sinners.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, hopefully he's better in this.
I didn't even think about that, but they do kind of look alike.
They do kind of look alike.
Watch, man.
I'm looking forward to it.
Damn, because it looks like they're not shying away from how dark.
Mark Hamill, sorry, Jesus God.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
We're allowed to have a brain fart.
I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not like, dude, I don't care what actor it is. Mark Hamill, I don't care who it is. Like, they're just fucking people, dude. I don't memorize everybody's fucking name like it's a religion.
I know.
Like
I wish. Oh God, I wish I could though. I wish I was that. My friend Jason is exactly like that. He can recall everybody's name, and it's like, fuck you. Like, shut up. I don't put
a ton of importance on the name as much as I do the projects.
Oh,
you know, so like I try my best to remember like who's connected to what. So like if it's a really good director or a really good actor or whatever, try to remember the movies that they're in or the projects that they do. Because to me, that's more important. I just don't care about the people, dude. I care about the art, you know.
All right, let's see what the chat has to say. I'm going to answer this question real quick though. Citizen Sleep says, Canon and DJ, either of you play the Until Dawn game or coming at it without that bass? No, I never played it.
No, but I know that this is just simply in the same universe, but isn't at all the story. This,
yeah, so
they made the decision to like, rather than trying to, you know, because there's no way you're gonna win trying to like basically remake the game into a movie. Dude, that never goes well. It's so hard to be accurate enough for the fan base to be happy. So they just tried to take the same universe and make their own thing in it. So, hey, what's up, Phillies Blunt? Thank you so much for gifting us a membership. That is very nice of you.
Gifted a Ghost Pirate membership. Thanks, buddy. Okay. So I just wanted to answer that real quick before we go into where is the freaking where is it? Oh, there it is. Cardi says can't wait for the Long Walk. Love the King movie, or love the King novel. Says book was incredible. John Connor says,
"Is it a hold on? Is it? I thought it was a story inside of one of his collections, not a novel in itself. Isn't it a novella?
I don't remember. I remember I read it in high school.
Okay, I thought it was a novella, not a full book.
Limited Stride says,
I haven't read it either way. So
Limited Stride says, please be good.
It looks good. It's got good talent around it. I don't see it not being good. Like, it may not blow us away, but I'll be surprised if it's not at least good. You know what I mean? Like at least worth watching. You know what I'm hearing is just beyond good is the new fucking movie from the damn it, the twins that did Talk to Me. I can't I don't know why I struggle to remember the name of the movie, but yesterday a bunch of people in the social, the different influencers, like a number of them got to see a sneak peek early screening of it, and like they're just fucking like literally mind blown. And these aren't hype kind of people. These are like people that they're not even really in the like they have no reason to try to hype it up,
Yeah.
So.
Clever Cleaver, what era is it supposed to be set in? It looked like the 40s.
Yeah, it looks like it's doing both, but it looks like it's doing like it's going to tell them both kind of simultaneously, flashing back and forth, like showing you the 1940s walk and the modern walk.
Oh yeah, because there's some modern, yeah. Everybody's
like
recognizing Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, yes, we know. Heather says, now this looks amazing. Terry says this is Stick. I think maybe Sick, like the platform.
Yeah.
I didn't like the platform very much. I didn't think I was very
really
good. Yeah.
I really like the ending.
The ending ruined it for me. And the whole concept of the platform for me was just kind of hard for me to buy in, but like I get it. It's fine.
It's an allegory.
I would recommend it, I guess, but just the ending, I was just like, that's kind of a rough dismount.
But the whole movie is just, it's an allegory. You're not supposed to take it as a literal type of scenario.
I get it. Nightingale says, looks so brutal. Saya says, damn, this actually looks good. Maze Runner vibes.
Terry, but like, that's what I was thinking too. But like Maze Runner and Hunger Games, but like that actually has balls.
Yeah.
Because none of those movies had the balls to like fully, nuke a kid.
Right.
And this is like just straight up fucking blast. It looks like you're going to get to know characters and then just taking them out.
Yeah.
Like that looks fucking brutal.
Prop Dude says what it feels like to own a pair of Skechers.
So this, I want to talk about the influencer story before we run out of time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Influencer, here it comes. Present, share screen. Okay. You want me to read it and you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Or you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Read it and then we'll talk about it.
All right. From Bloody Disgusting, influencer sequel Influencers wraps with Cassandra Nod and Georgina Campbell. Influencer writer-director Curtis David Harder has quietly wrapped production on Influencers, the follow-up to his 2022 thriller. According to Deadline, Cassandra Nod returns to star opposite Georgina Campbell from Barbarian. The cast also includes Lisa Delamar, Jonathan Whitesell, Veronica Long, and Dylan Playfair. The sequel moves the action from Thailand to southern France, where a young woman's chilling fascination with murder and identity theft sends her life into a whirlwind of chaos. I could have read that better. It's produced by Jackrabbit Media. I have a meeting with them, which will rep international rights at Cannes. With influencers, quote, with influencers.
Hold on. What did it say about Cannes? Are they showing it at Cannes?
It says it will rep international rights at Cannes. So I think it's trying to sell internationally there.
Yeah, which means they might have a screening there. So if you get a chance to see it, go see it.
I will do that. But I have a meeting with Jackrabbit Media, so I'm pretty excited.
Hell yeah.
With influencers, I wanted to revisit the themes of control and illusion, but from a new angle. One that's more seductive, more dangerous, more unhinged. Yeah, said Harder. It's a film that plays with perception. Fans of Influencer will feel something familiar beneath the surface, but the real fun is discovering just how deep those connections run. Quote, Curtis has once again crafted a film that's both sharply contemporary and deeply unsettling, said Shudder SVP Emily Gatto. Influencers seduces the viewer with atmosphere and aesthetic before cutting into something darker, smarter, and much more dangerous. It's exactly the kind of visionary genre storytelling we're proud to support.
Dude, she doesn't comment on like every movie. It's not like, so for her to actually make a quote about it. But is that the end of it?
No, quote, we couldn't be more excited to share influencers with the world, added Jackrabbit CEO Jack Campbell. Curtis has elevated his vision in every way. The film is more elegant, more unsettling, and more twisted. We're confident it will be one of the most talked about titles at Cannes. I might be able to go see this at Cannes, depending on when the screening is. So I will definitely do that. You don't see a lot of horror movies at Cannes either. But anyway, yeah. So that's the end.
I know.
Of the,
Talk to Me. I know.
the
Talk to Me was represented there too, like back when it was. Anyway, yeah, I'm so excited about this. I really hope that this one gets in the theaters though, because Influencer was supposed to be in theaters because of the Shudder production, just like this, right? But because of 2020, it ended up just going straight to the platform. But it is such a good movie, dude, and still not enough people have seen it or know about it. But it is so much better than you would ever think it would be. For one, he's a great director. Like the way the movie looks and the pacing of it and the way it gets way more dark and fucked up than you like. Just it's a savage.
I need to watch
movie.
it. I passed it over because I don't care about influencer movies.
Because
that's
why most people have.
I think influencer culture. I think influencer culture is just like the lowest tier of cringe, and so that's why I just passed it up. But I'll go watch it if you think it's good. I'll
everybody.
Go watch it.
I mean, everybody does. Like everybody that's seen the movie was like blown away. It's just unfortunately not. But like, dude, I mean, the fact that they greenlit and are paying for a sequel says a lot, because it was more of one of those movies that critically did amazing, but nobody is like regular people still don't really like. It's not like a ton of regular people know about it. It didn't have like, it didn't do a Late Night with the Devil kind of thing where everybody was buzzing and talking about it, you know, because it came out in 2020. But dude, I mean, like, I know that Dead Meat James has raved about it. Like everybody I know that reviewed it has been giving it gave it glowing reviews back when it came out. It's just, it is exactly like, because I felt the same way, and I was so surprised that he was able to craft a story that, I don't want to say it dogs on influencers, but it very much like shows kind of the pitfall of being an influencer and kind of the behind the scenes of that, and that it's not all shiny and beautiful like what it appears to be on the outside. So like really focuses kind of on that. It's one of those movies that it like has a lot more to it, and I think that's what makes it such a good movie, because it has a lot of layers to it, more than what it just is on the surface, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see what he can do with this sequel. And I love that they're bringing back Cassandra Nod, because she's just amazing in it. Like, she's gorgeous, but she's just such a damn good actress. She was in a number of other things I've seen her in as well. But pairing her up with Georgina Campbell, like, that's fucking exciting, because Georgina Campbell was great in Barbarian, but she's even better in Lovely, Dark, and Deep. And like, that's when I was really impressed with her. Did you not see that, or did you see that movie?
I saw it. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was very good.
A lot of people didn't. I did, but
there's
her performance, regardless of
there's a bunch of story
her performance is really good.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people have issues. A lot of people have issues with it because it does get convoluted and kind of confusing the way it wraps up, and kind of
I reviewed it on the Horror Sucks YouTube channel. Go to Horror Sucks to watch my Lovely, Dark, and Deep review.
You always give me shit, but I don't watch anybody's reviews, man.
No, I know. No, that was for the chat.
Any horror channels anymore.
That wasn't for you. That was for the chat.
It's such a strange thing. I used to watch like everybody, like all the time,
because I watch
like
I watch your stuff.
You do not.
Yes, I do.
You do not watch all my videos.
No, I don't watch every. No, I don't watch.
I
don't watch everyone, but I don't watch every one of anybody else that I subscribe to. But if I got a spare 15 minutes, I'll throw on a Ghost Pirate video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put your face on your videos, I might start watching it.
Why? Why do you want to see my face in my videos? It's not going to change.
Because that's the whole point.
No.
anybody, AI can put a voice to fucking.
Yeah, but it
pictures
sounds like
now.
AI. There's plenty of
Dude,
very
no,
popular
no.
faceless.
There's good
movie
AI
features.
now that it's hard to tell that it's AI.
You know, you can tell it's me because I mispronounce words and talk like an idiot. So
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we're not too far off before there's no difference between a video that an AI can literally make where you just tell it, make a video about reviewing so-and-so movie. And so, like, the reason that I'm so big on your face and personality on camera is because that's the only thing that'll separate us as, artists going forward,
Well, maybe one day, but for now,
I'm just
the time I have. I
get it. I get it. It's a whole nother thing being on camera. It's a whole nother thing being on camera. Trust me, I know. Like, it's a lot of fucking work putting your face.
And you got an interesting look too. I mean, like, especially with the eye patch, like
that develops. That develops. You start watching yourself and editing your videos with you in them. Your look starts to develop too, because you start seeing things you like and don't like, and you start getting ideas of what looks cool on camera, what doesn't. Like, I mean, I was a singer of a metal band, but it's not like you look like some schlub either.
Well, thank you.
So,
all right, so let's go to the chat.
But I mean, dude, there's the most regular looking people in the world. I mean, like, I love Sean Chandler and Cody Leach. They're both great people. Same with Ken Sledge, but they're all regular looking people, and they're on camera.
They are all very handsome people.
So are you, dude. Like, you were just as good looking as any of them. I mean, look at James, dude. James from Dead Meat. And especially if you look at James when he first started, versus now, like, he looks a lot cooler and more interesting now.
Look, maybe when I hit 1,000 subs, I'll go on. I'll go on.
It's just
camera.
Good food for thought.
Well, thank you. PJR is in the chat, says Yo Kane just dropped in to say hi.
What up?
Marcus says Battle Royale vibes. I think he's talking about the Long Walk.
Yeah. Like, I do feel that from it, as far as like that vicious dark quality with kids, but the difference is the kids were pit against each other to like, and I wonder if this will end up doing that at all. Like, if you'll have a bad egg that starts doing things to like knockout competition, it could go that direction. But Battle Royale is much more like, and that's why this looks interesting to me, is because it's like Hunger Games literally ripped off Battle Royale. It's the exact same premise, basically.
Yeah.
And not even as brutal. But at least, like, this to me looks like, same with Maze Runner. Like, this looks like it's doing its own thing. On top of that, it also predates any of that stuff, because it's Stephen King book from a long time ago. So it's not like it's ripping off any of the other source material.
Yeah.
So
Greg says, love that on Letterkenny they call them influenzas. That's funny. Citizen Sleeve says, I haven't watched much horror this week, which is unusual for me. Latest episode of Mobland, Last of Us, and playing Oblivion.
Yeah.
Diddy liked Influencer. Mike says, hey, Kay.
What up?
Mr. Halloween says, Until Dawn is very forgettable. Went in for the kills, which paid off in spades, but left a lot of unanswered and unexplored. This seemed it was made for a franchise with so much hanging in the air. Yeah, that was pretty much my review.
I know. My only thought is maybe, like, it didn't do good enough. I think it probably lost money. So, but my hope was that maybe this could be a good jumping off point, and that they could expand on some of these ideas and in this universe and make some cool shit. But like, I don't think it made enough money for any of that anyway. So
yeah, and there's, they do have a sequel bait ending, which is that's not a spoiler, but it's just like
kind of.
Come on. It's a sequel bait.
But I mean, like, it's not
a sequel bait.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's not, I know, but but it's not a cliffhanger. Like,
no,
yes, there's a little bit of
cliffhangers aren't sequel baits.
A lot of them are.
Okay,
like, it's not one of those endings where if it doesn't have a sequel, you're like, fuck, man, that's fuck.
Okay,
right.
Like, yeah.
It like, it's set up to where it could easily roll into another one and, leave you with like, oh, if you loved it, be like, oh, maybe they'll make a sequel. I doubt they will, though. I just doubt they will.
Wolfbane says filmmakers are allowed to be filmmakers. I have no issues, but do we really need an influencer sequel? I mean, do we really need any sequels?
I think that I don't see why we wouldn't want a sequel to that movie because of like, one, it's the same filmmaker. He wrote it, directed it. Like it's not like a franchise like Friday the 13th or something where you got different people coming in and like, you know what I mean? This is like the same guy expanding on his own universe. And like, I'm always for that. It's like Oddity and Caveat.
Yeah.
You know, it's like both those movies are like, a lot of people don't realize that they are in the same universe, but they are. And it's not exactly a sequel, but it basically is because it's still him making another movie in that same universe. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like, it's like if the guy, if what's his name, that did Strange Darling, if he came out and was like, I'm going to make, a sequel or a prequel or whatever, I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, you're the guy that did it. You wrote it, directed it. Like,
right. No,
there's just something different than making like this franchise IP sequel.
Clever Cleaver says, haven't been influenced enough to watch Influencer yet. Well, apparently it's good. So
what sucks is the name. Like the name, I really believe it's turned off a lot of people because so many people, when they see Influencer, they just think of like Jake Paul, just think of these annoying, and it's not like that at all. For one, you actually really like the quote unquote influencer that's in it. Like they are not necessarily like, they're not really the villain in it. And that's kind of a cool thing where you go in thinking that she's this shallow fucking bullshit influencer. And then you start to realize like, there's a reason that, you know what I mean? She's in the situation she's in, and that, she kind of wants out, and she's kind of in this, and then like shit goes down and it gets all fucking wild, but it also goes hard and gets a lot more fucked up. It's a lot more of a darker, twisted movie. Like it's got that psychological thriller element to it. That's really cool. And a fantastic ending, like a very fucking cool ending.
Cool.
Really
Wolfbane says, I dig Influencer, more thriller than horror though.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Wonderful
like
says,
I said, it's a psychological. Well, it's definitely still horror, bro. Like it's got some really horrific elements in it. Like some of the shit, I mean, I think maybe you're forgetting like some of the stuff that goes down in the like condo, and like, I mean, it's got some horror shit for sure in it.
Okay, I guess that was all the influencer stuff. So we're now getting into people telling me about my personality.
Oh, please inform me who I am. I don't know.
Well, no,
that's that to inform me.
Well, Leslie says, seriously, DJ, people like to feel a connection. It's all about the brand. And Heather says, show your personality, DJ. Saya says, I absolutely agree with Kanan on this. We need more real humans more than anything. All this AI crap is giving me a rash. Well, I don't use AI, so don't worry about that. But
my point wasn't that you do. It's just that you're going to be up against, like, very shortly, like if you really want your channel to be successful, you're going to have to be on camera or hire someone to be on camera, because like within the next 2 years, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of AI channels that are basically, there already is.
There already are.
But, but right now they still feel AI.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. In a couple years from now, especially if they have a human assist, like, so there's a human kind of writing the scripts, or, having like involved. Yeah. And it's, faceless, I mean, eventually we're going to have faces too. You know what I mean? Like AI will be able to fucking look like a regular old dude on camera.
We'll see.
And our flaws, I've said this my entire life. It's why I love tattoos, because tattoos are scars. And that's why I've never wanted a perfect tattoo. And as fucked up as my tattoos are, I don't get them covered up. I don't get them fixed, because like those flaws, those scars, those are what make me Kanan. I hate talking in that first person or third person, whatever. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's what makes me me. You cannot make an AI of me because like I'm fucked up. I'm gonna say fucked up stuff because I have a fat fucking tongue that flubs up words and shit.
Prop Dude says default character generation features are a-okay. I'll send you some armor. Hell yeah, dude. I'll take some armor. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, Heather says I actually meant show off. Yeah. Let me see here. John Connor says, well, Battle Royale and Hunger Games forces kids to compete. The long walk seems to be voluntary for these kids to participate.
Yeah.
This is similar with Stephen King.
Well, no, that's not really true because the Hunger Games is technically volunteer, remember? Like, because she volunteers to place of her sister.
Right, but everybody has to participate. It's just who's going to participate.
Yeah, but this looks like, so it has a little bit of like a Squid Game, like a little bit of a Squid Game thing going to it, you know. But I mean, they're fucking kids, dude.
I know. Spartacus says, "Sup, Kane."
What up? I guess it also has what was it called? Running Man.
Yeah,
like Running Man owns. Which didn't Stephen King write Running Man?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that that's a Stephen King novel or.
Thank you, Mr. Wonderful, for the sub. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Limited Stride, for Bumpy for the likes. Thank you. It's Skaven says Kanan's just the I, no A. That's good.
Yeah, Stephen King wrote The Running Man in 1982.
Nice.
That's interesting because it's really kind of similar to this. But with The Running Man, people think that it's these like convicts are given like a choice to do this and that they volunteer to do it to get a lighter sentence and stuff. Yeah. But in reality, they're forced and they're not even actually prisoners.
Right. Marcus says, not going to lie, I'd love to be able to hide behind an AI puppet and have a channel hosted by that. I mean, do it. There's a bunch of channels that like a bunch of people that like wear costumes and masks and stuff. Like it's not one of my favorite channels, but one of the channels that I like to watch is Doomcock. I like to watch that channel sometimes, and he has this entire personality of like
what's the guy
underground?
What's the guy who wears like the mummy horror channel that he wears like a mummy kind of costume or whatever?
I don't know, but I mean, there are people like me. I don't know what that is.
But there are people. See, that's not AI. That's not AI. Right. I don't have respect for AI stuff because there's no creativity with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're literally just having a machine make something for you. That's like, what's the point? Why have a channel?
Right.
If it's just going to, I mean, for money, that's the only reason they exist right now is people just basically trying to fucking get rich. And all you're doing is fucking it up for all the humans out there. You're just polluting the waters. You know, because like some of these AI channels, it's insane, dude. They get like millions of fucking views and you're just like, how in the fuck, dude? Why are people watching this stuff? Like, if you type in,
I think a lot of it are also bot accounts.
No, they get these fucking views.
You don't think that it's a bunch of bot accounts? Like trying to boost the views?
Well, no, because bot accounts will do the sub stuff, but they don't really do the views like YouTube. Because they don't want to pay you money. That's why you have to wait a month to get your paycheck. It's because they verify every they as in their computers verify every view. Like there's something like it's like 3 seconds, or I think they just upped it now, so it's got to be a certain amount of time, and that's why bots don't work anymore because bots will like click on the video for like split second, just long enough to register a view and then move on. That's how bots are designed.
I got you.
Like, so I forget exactly how it works, but basically you have to have someone watch for it's more than a few. It's not like a full minute or anything, but like 10 seconds or whatever for it to actually count as a view towards your income.
Yeah.
So like subscribers, yes, there's a lot of bot subscribers on a lot of these ghost channels, but a lot of their views are real, and it's because they just know how to game the system. They just make things that are because they can make them so fast because they're AI built. So they can, like, within minutes, they can make a fucking video. So like, say there's a new story on Elon Musk or whatever, right? They'll make a video that has that topic in minutes and post it up. And so it's the first thing that's going to pop out in your search engine. If you're like, what's that story on Elon Musk? I want to know more about, and they'll have some bullshit video that they made and be like that. And so that's how that shit goes viral.
Yeah. Heather says, do you plan to see Eddington while it can? I wasn't planning on it. I'm going to be participating mostly in the film market there. So the reason I'm going to Cannes is to try to get international distribution for the Hellgate. So I have a bunch of meetings with different distributors and sales agents to try to license the film internationally at Cannes. So most of my time is going to be at the Marché du Film, which is French for, film market. But if I do have time and I can go see it, I will. Especially and the other one, that now that I know it's there.
Is there more potential for it to like gain traction overseas, you think, than here?
Well, no, but when it comes to distribution, you don't want to, it's a strategy. You don't want to sign worldwide distribution to a distributor that's not like a
in all the markets
type. Yeah. If you're just going with like, say, Uncorked Entertainment, right? Like you don't want them handling your not international. You don't want them handling world, right? Because they're not going to have the same connections and influence, right? They're going to have most of their stuff in either North America, Canada, whatever, or Europe.
So it's better
or
to kind of get multiple distributions.
So it's better to get a North American distributor, a European distributor. Like it's better, and that's actually a strategy that a lot of filmmakers use. Is what they'll do is in order to get their budget, they'll pre-sell different territories. So they'll go to like Indonesia, China, and they'll say, hey, we're going to sell you the rights to this movie. Give us $10,000. And so it's a one-time $10,000, buy of the distribution rights for that territory. And then, they get to make
I know that, oh shit, what's it called? I was just thinking about it earlier, that Taiwanese super gory movie. Oh, The Sadness.
Oh God,
yeah. That's kind of what happened with The Sadness, because it's a Canadian filmmaker and he ended up going there to make the movie because he was basically given like this huge budget and ability to like, and then he got distribution worldwide. So like Shudder, he has Shudder IFC distribution here, and then he has like different distribution in the UK. But that's how that got greenlit, because and that's why he didn't make it in Canada, because he had the potential to make a lot more money and have a much bigger budget to make it there.
All right, let me get through these chats and then we're gonna have to call it a night. Mr. Halloween says Until Dawn is at almost 15 million domestic and another 20 million international. That's 36 million total as of today. It costs 15 million, not counting advertising. So everything it pretty much makes now is bank. If it was made for,
no, it's 45, so it's about more like 45 million.
Yeah,
was what it needs to break even.
Yeah, they're gonna need about 45-50 million in order to make a profit off the movie.
Yeah, it's not a movie that's gonna, like, horror doesn't lose money. It just doesn't.
No.
Horror movies rarely lose money. And so it's not that it didn't do decent as far as a horror movie goes or whatever, but it didn't do good enough to get sequels, is what I was saying. Like, it's not like if it had made like 100-something million, we would be getting a sequel. Like Five Nights at Freddy's. If it had made Five Nights at Freddy's money, that's why Five Nights got a greenlit sequel like right away, because it made like 145 or something like that. And then even more now globally, but like it's like it was like 145 in the States.
Yeah.
Same with Minecraft. Minecraft made so much fucking money, that's why they greenlit a sequel. Like,
yeah, but they didn't. I thought that Minecraft has been dropping off. I thought that movie was going to make,
dude, but its projection, it's going to make $500 million.
It's already made $500 million. It's made 876 million worldwide, but it's not going to make $1 billion. I thought that movie was going to make $1 billion. It's not. No. It's not going to hit $1 billion.
Well, no, but it was projected. Like they were happy. Dude, they would have been thrilled to make like 400 million from it.
I will be right
worldwide. It wasn't. I don't know what the projections were on it, but they did not project it to be anything close to where it's at. But it's because it was just a meme, dude. It wasn't like based on it being actually a really good movie. Where are you at in the chat? Damn it, dude.
I'm back. Sorry, somebody was at my door.
What I was saying is the reason it dropped off is because it wasn't successful because it's actually a good movie. It was successful because it became basically a meme.
Yeah.
And on top of that, a lot of kids love the game, but it wasn't like like, for instance, Sinners is still killing it because of word of mouth. Sinners is killing it because it's actually a really fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Like that movie, everybody said there's no way it was going to break even. It's not only going to break even, it's going to make money.
Oh yeah. Mr. Wonderful. Yes. Doomcock. Look up his channel. He's pretty funny. And he's really, he's got his finger on the pulse of a lot of, and he likes to make videos about, Disney losing money. Like that's his favorite thing is shitting on Disney. So if
people's favorite thing is shitting on Disney, it also is something that works well for views. Yeah. Anytime you talk about Disney or Marvel. Speaking of Marvel, dude, I fucking told you that this movie looked good.
What?
I told you that it had potential to be at least decent.
Oh, Thunderbolts?
Yeah, it's actually good. It's not just potential to be okay. It's actually a good movie. It's the best Marvel in a couple years.
That's not saying a lot, Kanan.
Well, it's not up to the gold standard. I'm not going to say it's as good as like when they were at their peak. It's not as good as like all the Avengers movies, but it's not far off, dude. I think it'll surprise you how good it is because it actually is a movie. Like a lot of people are saying that it's like, it's not like what they usually do where everything is just leading to the next thing. And it's just trying to set up some other bullshit. It's not, it's actually a movie. It's a contained movie that you care about with characters you care about with like a story arc. Like it's got the things that make an actual movie in it, but so much of what makes it good is the cast. Like Florence Pugh is just phenomenal, dude. Like
she's
the whole cast. Yeah, the whole cast is really good actors. And so like, that's really what makes it work,
Okay.
I was very surprised how good it was.
Okay.
Because I'm not a Marvel guy, dude.
I get it. Let me get through these. K-Haas says, have you guys seen the Long Walk trailer? Yes, K-Haas. We watched it. We talked about it. It was great. So yeah, watch the replay or rewind us.
Yeah, rewind probably about
talk about it.
What's up, Dominic?
Skaven says, what was that recent Running Man knockoff for tweens in the Midwest town with the dead brother being a cursed haunted pumpkin or some shit?
Dude, that movie was dope, dude, and it's nothing like the fucking Running Man.
What's it called?
Harvest or Dark Harvest.
Oh, I don't think I've seen
Dude,
that.
Dark Harvest is fucking great, man. What are you talking about? It's not a knockoff of anything.
I haven't seen it.
Dude, that movie is so cool. It's so much of it is about the atmosphere. It's one of those like, it's a Halloween movie. It is like a perfect movie to watch in October. But it's so much better than like people like. It didn't get a theatrical release. It didn't get shit. And that movie is really fucking good. It's got some really cool visuals and ideas that it deals with. Like, but it's basically about this cursed town where every harvest season at the end of the, in the fall, all the teenage boys from town have to basically go and on this like rampage run through town trying to, I forget exactly what they have to do, but like they're sort of in a race. And but you find out there's a creature, basically. There's like a creature kind of element to it. And it's fucking cool. Because so much of the movie is like at night and running through cornfields and fucking a scary ass fucking creature thing that looks really good.
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
Clever
it's a
Cleaver,
good movie.
Clever Cleaver says, yeah, shit, show the Hellgate trailer again. So here's some news on that. I am making a trailer for the Hellgate.
Yeah.
So it is
like an actual trailer, not like the last thing was what did you call it?
A sizzle reel.
sizzle reel. Yeah, this is like an actual trailer, like story point. Like
I have a few.
It's looking good.
Things, I have a few things to clean up. Yeah, Kanan's
yeah,
seen
you got
it.
like what 2 passes on it so far?
Yeah, I'm doing a third pass. I'm going to be exporting the third pass here pretty soon, but
like the meat of it's done. He's like just
so
smoothing it out.
Here's the proof. It's right here. Here's the proof of the trailer.
What are you using to edit it?
DaVinci.
Okay.
I use DaVinci.
Do you have DaVinci?
What?
Did you have DaVinci Pro?
Yeah. I paid the $250. It's worth it.
Yeah,
it's absolutely worth it because it's one time you get all the updates. But here it is. So here it is.
I have it and can't fucking use it because of my carpal tunnel.
It sucks. But yeah, so I have it. But I'll watch. Yeah, but I'll play the I'll play the sizzle reel for you guys if you want.
No,
that's how we'll end
wait.
it.
When the actual trailer is done, you'll play it on the
sizzle reel.
We've already shown the sizzle reel.
I'm just saying if they want to watch, because that's what Clever wants to watch again.
Oh, okay.
But I was just saying I am working on a trailer, but I can play the sizzle reel. Prop Dude says, quick, start talking about bare asses so we extend the show another 2 hours. I know, right? God.
There's a furry, not documentary exactly. It's like an interview thing with a bunch of people that are furries that I keep meaning to send you. Like you got to watch it, dude. You got to watch it. Like
I don't want to watch furries.
It is very informative and it will totally change your opinion on furries.
Oh my God. Okay, fine.
It's what's his name? The guy that I'm trying to remember his name. He's like one of the original, like one of the OG YouTubers. Like the 2 guys that used to make all those funny videos way back. Smosh. You ever watch Smosh? It's one of the Smosh is like one of the OG channels, but they're actually from Sacramento, which is weird. But they were the first channel to hit 1 million subs and like first one to ever hit 10 million subs, like first channel to make over $1 million. Like they were the first for like everything because they were like really the first viral channel because they made these skits. They would, every week make like a Saturday Night Live almost kind of skit, like a little 2 or 3 minute long. But they were actually funny. They were really good. But anyway, one of the guys from Smosh, because like they still exist, but they're kind of different now. And so one of the channels is like they interview people and they interview people from like different walks of life that may not be something that, because like they open my eyes to a lot of things that I'm like, I don't know, all the things you always see. I always end up walking away thinking the same thing. It's like humans are fucking all human. Like we're all so much more alike than we realize. It's like you might have a weird thing about you, but when you boil it down, like you're still just a human.
Wolfbane says, good stream tonight, but we didn't really party. Sorry, guys. We can't party all the time. Maybe next time. Until Dawn was decent.
What does partying mean?
Well, because we were talking about boobs for 2 hours last week. That's
okay.
That was the party. A Long Walk looks interesting, and Florence Pugh is a cutie, and she can act. Eliminate Stride says, show the sizzle. All right, we'll show it when we're going out.
Dude, her performance like is up there as one of the best performances by a Marvel character, I think, in this movie. Like, just straight up acting wise. I'm not saying as far as like the character, like the writing of it. I'm talking about like what she does with this character in this movie, because the big thing about this movie is it's dealing with basically a bunch of characters that are suicidal, like they're, and not like the Suicide Squad where they're all pieces of shit,
because
like
that's
in a real,
what I want in my
like a real,
movies.
but it works because like you can really relate to the characters in it. And so that's why it becomes, like I said, it makes for an actual movie. Like it still has plenty of fun in it and action and all of the stuff that, you watch a Marvel movie for, but there's actual substance to it too. And like actual writing and actual dialogue and script, and not just a fucking phoned in trying to just make money. Like it doesn't feel like, you may or may not love it, but at least it doesn't feel like that normal fast food garbage that Marvel keeps pumping out, where like they're just trying to be all PC and check all the boxes, and just everything is like you've seen a million times before. Like there's lots of things that are different filling in this. Like even the villain, like what the villain does and the story arc of the villain feels unique in it.
Okay.
So I was surprised how good it was, actually.
All right.
Because I went in just hoping that it was at least not going to be boring. You know what I mean? Like that was my.
I think that's why everybody
goal.
thinks it's so good.
Well, there is a little of that. There is a little of that. But like I said, it's because it's a real movie.
But I feel like that's where we're at this point. Like everything from Marvel Disney has just been such utter shit that the first thing that comes out that's just not that, people want to say that it's great. And it's like, no, it's just not
regular
shit.
You're like regular moviegoers, your regular Marvel kind of people are going to say that it's actually great, right? I am not saying it's great. Anybody that reviews movies isn't going to say it's great. What we are saying is it's the best Marvel movie in a long time. Like there's a difference there. You know what I mean? It's actually a movie. It's actually entertaining. It's good. You actually walk away from the movie going, I like those characters. I like what they did there. You know, you're not walking away going, holy shit, that's one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. You know what I mean? It's not that. But like they all can't be that. And they don't all need to be that. They need to just not be a bullshit like marketing money grab. You know, that's all anybody wants from Marvel movies, is like to feel like you watched a movie and not like you just watched a commercial for merchandise, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. All right. Excuse me. We got to get out of here, guys. So I will show the sizzle reel for y'all on our way out.
Like out of 10, I would probably give it a 7. 6.75.
Okay, that's pretty
out
average.
of 10.
So, all right.
No, it's not. Average is 5, jackass.
No, it's
we
not.
Talked about this before.
6 out of 10. It's 6 out of 10 is average.
Average is 5, dude.
No.
Average. That means middle.
Bro, 5 is failing.
Middle is average. Middle.
No. 1 to 3 is bad. 4 to
6 is average.
You said 6.5, so it's above. Yeah, so
it's above average. It's not.
I'm not looking at a 5-star movie and expecting much.
Exactly.
So you said 6.5.
7. No,
I would still say 6.5 is pretty average.
Like close to 7. That's a dude. Like a 7 is a good movie. So we talked about this before. Like an 8 is like a home run, and anything above that is like getting into classic territory.
All right, whatever. All right.
So like this is to me almost 2 points above average. Like that's a damn good movie.
Okay, we got to get out of here.
But it's not great. That's all I'm saying. Good, but not great.
Okay.
Everything doesn't have to be great, Mr. Hateful Critic.
I'm not saying it has to be great. But if I'm watching a movie that has obvious flaws, that if we just spent 5 more minutes thinking about our script, we could make it better, that's going to pull it back. It's going to be a reason,
and that's why I said you'll come out.
Why it's bad, because it's like we could have thought about this. That's why Alien Romulus sucks so much ass, is because they didn't spend any time on that script. All they did were like, how can we shoehorn in all of this key jangling original movie callbacks? How much can we stuff this in? Let's have a gross CGI monstrosity of the late Ian Holm, just so that we can be like, look, it's.
Did you hear that they fixed that for the Blu-ray? Did you hear about that?
What do you mean they fixed it? They got rid of it?
Yeah, because I guess the story goes that Fede Alvarez almost cut that completely out. He wanted to. The studio basically wouldn't let him cut that out because he was like, it looks like shit. And the special effects team was like, we don't have enough time. Like, if you can give us a little bit longer, we'll make that stuff. Because they actually made a practical fucking thing. That's what's even more jacked up about it. The Ian Holmes thing, they had a practical version of it that actually looks pretty good.
It never should have been a movie.
He tried to cut it. They couldn't cut it. Wouldn't give them more time. And so they basically, the studio, with everybody out there complaining, gave Fede the money or the special effects team or whatever, so that they made a new version and it looks so much better. Because what they did is they use, I mean, it's still dumb. It shouldn't have never been Ian Holmes. I agree on that. But at least now it looks decent, because what they did is they used the practical version, like what they wanted to do, and just blended it with CGI. So
well,
it just
I hope
looks
the
a little
people.
more
I hope the people that have the Blu-ray.
So it's like pointless, because it's like, I mean, I guess it's not, because for the rest of time, when you see it, you'll have a better looking. So I guess it makes sense, but I
hope the people that have the Blu-ray enjoy that. I'm never watching that movie again.
Yeah.
Clever Cleaver says,
either way, I never have argued with you on the script for Alien Romulus. I love Alien Romulus, but because of the look, the feel, like the atmosphere, like that kind of stuff. But I agree that it had, and that's why it didn't make my top 10 of the year, or it wasn't even in my top 20. I don't think.
Yeah. Clever Cleaver says, these two arguing on what average is sums up the podcast perfectly. Roll that sizzle. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. All right.
Yeah, to me, average is 4 to 6, which means there's like slightly below average, which would be 4. There's average, which is 5, and there's 6, which is slightly above average. Anything above a 6 is getting into good territory. Anything above an 8 is great territory.
All right. That's a fine rule or a system for your rating. That's fine.
Well, I don't really, dude. That's like kind of the standard, dude.
Yeah.
It's like if you do the 5-star system, then 2.5 is average, 2 is below average, 3 is above average, anything above a 4 is great.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't like rating systems. That's why
I don't either. That's why I don't use one on the channel.
All right.
But
okay,
I'm just saying, and if I'm trying to explain to people like how good it is or whatever, like in a situation like this, that's when you kind of try to use it. And that's why I go with the 10, because you can get a little more exacting. You know,
all right.
But yeah, I know I need to get out of here too.
Yeah, let's get out of here. So thanks everybody for joining us. I'm gonna roll the sizzle reel so you can watch it as we get out of here. But thank you very much. Next week I'm gonna try to be on next week, but it'll probably just be Canon because France is 6 hours ahead of East Coast.
But we might start it early in the day.
Yeah, so it might be at like 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So whatever 2 p.m. Eastern is for wherever you are in the world, just.
Yeah, 11 o'clock
probably
West
what
Coast.
it's going to be. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's probably what it's going to be. So,
and then it'll probably still be like mostly me, but with like a on location DJ for a little bit with this phone.
Yeah. All right, so here it is, and then
update, so
hopefully within the next few weeks, we'll be able to show the trailer on the channel. But here's the sizzle reel to the Hellgate. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
No!